Welcome to the programming screencast of anagrams. I hope you know what are ASCII values. I have explained in the previous video. If you haven't watched the previous video, please go through the previous video. ASCII values basically represent character encoding. Each character is represented by some integer value. ASCII basically stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. This has already been explained in the previous video. Please go through it. So now the question comes, how can we find the ASCII values in Python? How can we find the ASCII values of characters in Python? So we have a predefined function here called ORD. O-R-D, we have a predefined function here. We'll be using this to find the ASCII value of a particular character. So I'll just show you. For example, I need to find the ASCII value of capital A. So I'll just write capital A. We have 65. As I already told you, the ASCII value of capital A is 65, of B is 66, of C is 67. So we will just cross check whether it is giving us the right ASCII values. So here it is 66. Then capital C, we have 67. Now I'll check the value of capital Z, which is basically 90. Yes, it is 90. Now we can also check the ASCII values of lowercase letters. So I'll just write small a here. It is 97. That is correct. Then small b, it is 98. Small c, 99. And let us also check the ASCII value of small z. So I'll just write small z and it is 122. Yes, we have the ASCII values here. This is how you can find the ASCII value of a particular character. As I already explained, we also have the ASCII values for some special symbols like sign of exclamation, @ %, hashtag. So we can also check. So let us check for sign of exclamation. It is 33. You can cross check in the table that we have shown here in the previous video. You can cross check with that particular table. Now we have, let us check for @ it is 64, and for %sign it is 37, for dollar it is 36, for hashtag it is 35. So this is how you can find the ASCII values of a particular character and some special symbols too. So I'll advise you to cross check with the table that we have given in the previous video. So now let us use this function to implement anagrams. So as you know, we have two strings and we need to find whether these two strings are anagrams or not. So I'll take two strings here. I'll take str1 and I'll enter the first string. I'll also take another string str2 and I'll write input, enter the second string. As you all know, by default it takes string as the input. We don't need to typecast this as we do in the case of integer or decimal values. Whenever you have to take string as an input, you don't need to typecast it. You just write the input function. Input, and in the round braces whatever message you want to display. So here we are done. We have the str1 and str2. We'll compare this str1 and compare the str2 and find out whether these two strings are anagrams or not. So let us think about it. If we have to use the ASCII values, how can we use it? The sum of ASCII values of characters present in the anagrams should be same. Please think about it. The sum of the ASCII values of characters present in anagrams should be same because both the strings have same set of characters. If two strings are anagrams, then they should have the same set of characters. For example, I showed you one example, tar and rat. Both of these strings comprise of three letters, three characters R, A and T. So if I sum these values of these both strings, if I sum the ASCII values of these both strings, the answer should be same. If the answer is same, then these two strings are anagrams, otherwise they are not. So I'll just write the code to how to sum the ASCII values of characters present in the string. So we'll take count 1 here. I'll initialize it to 0. I'll take a variable I here. We'll use while loop here. I'll run while loop till the length of string 1, since we are trying to find out the sum of ASCII values of str1. So I'll take this while loop till length of str1, and what should I write here? I should write here count of 1 is equal to count of 1 plus, I'll use the ORD function here, str1 of I. So we have the count value here. Now the count 1 will store the sum of ASCII values of the characters present in str1. I should increment the I value here so that it traverses whole of str1. Then I'll take count 2 also, and this is 0. Similarly, I'll apply while loop here too in order to find the sum of ASCII values of str2. I'll write length of str2. I write count 2 is equal to count 2 plus ORD function str2 of I. I should also increment the I value here. So now I think we are done with generating the sum of ASCII values of both the string. Now I'll write if count 1 is equal to count 2, then I have to print these are anagrams. Else what do I need to print here? I need to print these are not anagrams. I'll write these are not anagrams. So I think we are done with the program. What did we do here? We took two strings, then we stored the sum of ASCII values of the characters present in the both strings in count 1 and count 2 respectively. Then we compared count 1 and count 2. If they are equal, then these must be anagrams, otherwise these are not anagrams. So I'll just run this. So I'll write anagram.py. I should enter the first string. For example, I entered listen. Then I should enter silent. As you know, listen and silent, these both make anagrams. But it is saying these are not anagrams. I think we did a mistake here. Yes, we haven't initialized I again. Please look at this. We haven't initialized I again. We incremented I here, so we need to initialize I again because we are using the same variable in both the loops. So it was a mistake here. So please rectify it. We need to initialize I here again. So let me run it again. I'll write silent and listen. Now let us check whether it puts yes, these are anagrams. These are right. So let me run it again. I'll write some example which are not anagrams. So I'll write, for example, wet. I'll write rat. These are not anagrams. So our program is giving us the right output. So let me also show you what count 1 and count 2 are storing here, so that you get to know that these are actually the same values. Count 1 here, and I'll also print count 2 here. So let us run again. So let us take the strings which are anagrams. So I'll write rat, then I'll write tar. So see, these both, count 1 is also 327, count 2 is also 327. Since both are anagrams, this should be same, and our program is giving us the output, these are anagrams. Since these we already know that these are anagrams, so it is giving us the right output. So this is how you can code for anagrams. I'll go through the program again. First of all, we should take two strings, str1 and str2, and our motive is to figure out whether these two strings are anagrams or not. So I'll just take one count, that is count 1. It will store the ASCII values, the sum of the ASCII values of the characters present in str1. I initialized I is equal to 0. Then I'll have the while loop which will run till length of str1, and then we are storing the sum in count 1, and we are using the ORD function to find the ASCII values. It will store the sum of the ASCII values of the characters present in str1, and then we are incrementing I here, and I am printing the sum of the ASCII values here of str1. Then we are initializing another variable, that is count2, which will store the sum of ASCII values of the characters of str2, and then we also have I is equal to 0. Why do we need to do this? Because we have already incremented in the previous loop, and we are using the same variable here, so we need to initialize it again. So I initialized it again. I wrote I is equal to 0. Then I again had a while loop which will count the number, the sum of ASCII values of the characters present in str2. And then I printed this count2 value, and then I checked if count 1 is equal to count 2. If these both are equal, then these are anagrams, otherwise these are not anagrams. So I hope you understood the logic behind it. What is the logic behind it? If two strings are anagrams, then the sum of the ASCII values of the characters present in both the strings should be same. This is self-evident. As I showed you, we have different examples here: silent, listen, tar, rat. In silent and listen, the set of characters present in the str1 and str2, they are same. So the ASCII values should also be same. So that's why we took the sum of all these ASCII values and checked whether these two are equal. If these are equal, then the strings are anagrams, otherwise they are not anagrams. Well, there are many other ways in which with which you can find out whether two strings are anagrams or not. We will like you to discuss on discussion forum the other ways of how to figure out whether two strings are anagrams or not. In the forthcoming screencast, I'll be telling you one more way through which you can figure out whether two strings are anagrams or not. Thank you.